a blind piano player, wrestler, long-distance runner, and a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions across the U.S., are here to tell their story of their unique and incredible journey together. Welcome to the Nancy and Mike Show. Nancy and Mike will engage you with some of the most unimaginable and heartwarming stories of their extraordinary life. So please welcome your hosts, Nancy and Mike.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorick.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live from YouTube in Florida. This is the Nancy and Mike Show, God inspired.
Ooh.
Today's date is September the 6th, 2025. And I don't know because we had two show number 5s. And I don't know what to.
I think we should call it 7 then.
I don't know what show this is.
One was 6
But
and this
anyway,
is 7.
Last week's show went well, and the Nazis didn't cut us. And anyway,
we're here.
We got some sound this week, which I'm very happy about.
Yeah.
Now, last week I gave out my football predictions.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I did say about last week, and I say it every year because it's true, it's almost impossible to do these football predictions accurately.
Yeah.
And especially, I've talked to people who say the hardest week is the first week because everybody thinks they're 0-0. They think they have a chance. And you see upsets in the first week.
Yeah, boy.
And there was one yesterday.
Injuries too. That's hard.
It was a wire-to-wire blowout yesterday.
No.
And I picked Kansas City to be in the Super Bowl again. And I guess the normal response, they make it every year. The normal response is to keep picking the team that's always there until they prove that they can't make it anymore. Well, I'm glad I missed the game yesterday. And I got to watch something even better yesterday. I watched the Phillies play Miami. And I think the score was 9-3. The Phillies won. Now, the Phillies have the toughest schedule in baseball.
Oh.
But we're getting into a situation we want the number 2 seed. Because number 1 gets a bye, number 2 gets a bye. And we don't want to play the Mets. The Mets are number 6. But since the Padres have been slumping, the Mets and the Padres are tied.
Whoa.
Now,
I didn't know that.
The good news is they're tied. The bad news is San Diego and New York have played 3 times, and the Padres swept them up. So the first tiebreaker is head-to-head.
Head-to-head?
Head-to-head. So they're both 76 and 65. And, of course, I'm rooting for the Mets to be number 6. No, I'm not. I'm rooting for San Diego to be number 6.
Yes.
I think we could beat San Diego. But here's better news.
Okay, what?
We're 4 games ahead of the Dodgers.
Whoa.
And that's who we're fighting for the number 2 spot.
Okay.
When I say we're, I'm talking about Philadelphia.
Yes, I know.
For those who aren't following me. So anyway, we're 4 games ahead. And we got 4 with the Mets next week. But it's at Philadelphia. Maybe we could win 1 or 2 of them. I think we got 4 with the Dodgers in LA. And we just got through with Milwaukee.
Milwaukee's tough.
And we beat Milwaukee 2 out of 3, believe it or not, at Milwaukee.
I'm
So
shocked.
that's something that you'd have to say was definitely good for baseball.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had there was on Thursday we or no score in the bottom of the 6th. Milwaukee had second and third, nobody out. And they didn't score. I thought at that point in time the game was over.
I know you were going to just turn it off.
And anyway, we won 2-0. So that's the deal.
Okay.
Now, today I said I was going to talk about Trump,
Uh-huh.
and I will. And this mistake he made was so minor,
And he's got so much to
and
handle.
he's got a plate full
Yes, he does.
where the country was left in shambles, and he's bound to make mistakes.
Yeah.
You get advice from the wrong people, you believe the wrong guy, you believe the wrong girl, and
And
so and
everybody's
so.
getting pressured now.
Oh, yeah. And some good things are happening, and some of the Nazi judges are being overturned by the Supreme Court. So I know everybody's happy about that.
Yes.
And but anyway, I'm not going to start out with that. I'm going to talk about my high school wrestling career because of an issue that I think is overrated. And maybe I think it's overrated because I failed. But anyway, I'm going to talk about it.
Okay.
And here's what it is: a kid comes home from school and the semester's over or the quarter's over, and he gets a bad report card. I got bad report cards throughout my history. I went to the School for the Blind in Connecticut for 15 years. And 15 years, you ask, well, if you got 12 grades plus kindergarten, that's only 13 years. But I stayed back in kindergarten. Now, why did I stay back in kindergarten? I stayed back because I stood up to the teacher. Now, when your kid fails,
But you did the right thing when you stood up to the teacher.
your kid
She
stays
was
back, has to
putting you
repeat.
down for something that you didn't do, and everybody knew it.
Yeah, I know. But
And some people stand up to teachers, they're just belligerent and mean spirited. You weren't.
the thing is,
I'm on your side anyway.
parents don't like it when their kids fail.
No,
Why did my kid fail? What did he do?
they might take it personally.
They do in some instances. So I had throughout my school career, I had bad report cards, and they were so prevalent that they were expected for me to have a bad report
Are
card.
you kidding?
Yeah.
Oh,
And I took tests. They test your IQ
uh-huh.
when
We
you're
had
in
those.
early grades. You
Yeah.
take those tests.
Yeah.
Well, mine was high.
Well, I'm not surprised. You're
And
a smart person.
people didn't understand why my IQ could be so good and failing in school. Well, in the first place, there were two issues here. Number one, my mind wandered.
That teacher told my mom that too.
That was issue number one.
Wandering minds.
But that wasn't the most serious issue. The most serious issue for me was reading comprehension.
Yes.
How many times did I read a paragraph and have no idea what I read? If I got a nickel for that, I could buy a mansion in Hawaii. If I got a nickel every time that happened.
I had a problem. My homework, I had to read it out loud. So that kind of helped me.
Well, I tell you what, I hated reading so much. I didn't like to read out loud. I didn't like to read to myself.
Well, you had to use your fingers for everything.
I didn't like
Little
reading,
fingertip bumps.
period. Now, I would like to use that as an excuse.
But what happened when you were in college and you had people read to you? Did that help a little bit?
It helped a little bit.
Okay.
Not a whole lot.
So it wasn't just your fingers.
It wasn't, it's just my fingers or my
Okay, I get it.
my bad reading, my slow reading. But anyway, I stayed back in the ninth grade. So I didn't graduate at the age of 18. I graduated at the age of 20. Now, what did that do for me?
No.
Gave me 2 extra years of wrestling eligibility. At our school, you could wrestle till you were 21st birthday.
And that was a high priority.
And that was my number one priority.
Yeah, I
It
know.
wasn't just a high priority. It was my
It's
number one
higher
priority.
priority than high.
Yeah. And during the course of that, those extra 2 years, think, oh, all these bad report cards. But guess what? I was 18-1 in those 2 years.
Cool.
And so was that bad?
No, sounds good to
Okay.
me. And you didn't take it personally, right? You didn't think you're stupid or anything.
No, I knew the situation.
Yeah.
I knew. I'll tell you. Uh, when we were in third grade, they wanted to give all the kids piano lessons. Well, everybody got piano lessons except me.
Huh? You're the best piano
I was the
player?
best piano player they had.
Yeah.
Now, we had some very good piano players. We had Bobby Burke, we had Steven Dresser. They were excellent.
Right.
But I was up there
So why wouldn't they let you do it?
because my reading skills were so bad that they wanted me to just take private reading lessons. And the only time they could do it was during piano class,
Oh, I got the timing.
the timing.
Okay.
I was not happy about it. And lo and behold, when everything was said and done, by the time I got to fourth grade, I was no better than I was in the third grade.
So the private reading lessons didn't even help.
They helped zero. They
Yeah.
didn't help at all. So anyway, the fourth grade, I started taking piano lessons. Everybody was a year ahead of me.
Aw.
But that was one of those things. And we had a teacher, Mrs. Elliott. She was a jewel of a teacher.
Music teacher.
I loved
I've
her.
heard her name before.
I loved her because it wasn't a personal thing, but what it was because she brought out the best in me.
I love that. That's what I liked about you when I first met you. You brought out the best in me.
And so, anyway, I got through high school, and the 2 years that I stayed back, what happened was this. When I was my first year of ninth grade, I was in the 103-pound class. And I mentioned that uh, I had a bad year. Well, my record was bad. I was 4-5
And wrestling?
in wrestling.
Okay.
It was the only year that I did not have a good year. But I went against 5 undefeated state champions.
Ooh.
My my record was deceiving because of how tough my schedule was, my brackets were.
Okay, we'll be right back.
Anyway,
This is the Nancy
this
and
is
Mike
the
Show.
Nancy and Mike Show.
Mike Zorick, a three-time California state champion in Greco-Roman wrestling at 114 pounds. Mike, blind since birth, was born in Hartford, Connecticut. He was a six-time national placer, including 2 seconds, 2/3, and 2/4. He also won the Veterans Folk-Style Wrestling twice at 152 pounds. In all these tournaments, he was the only blind competitor. Nancy Zorick, a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions in several states. Her father, a commercial artist who shared his instruments with his daughter and helped her fine-tune her natural abilities, influenced her decision to follow in his footsteps. Ms. Zorick has enjoyed a fruitful career doing what she loves. Listen Saturday mornings at 12 Eastern for the Nancy and Mike Show for heartwarming stories and interesting talk.
Are you struggling to care for elderly parents or a spouse? Do you wonder if being a caregiver is making you sick? Are you worried about taking time off work to care for elderly parents and balance work, life, and caregiving? Has caregiving become exhausting and emotionally draining? Are you an aging adult who wants to remain independent, but you're not sure how? I'm Pamela D. Wilson. Join me for the Caring Generation radio show for caregivers and aging adults, Wednesday evenings, 6 Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern, where I answer these questions and share tips for managing stress, family relationships, health, well-being, and more. Podcasts and transcripts of The Caring Generation are on my website, PamelaDWilson.com, plus my caregiving library, online caregiver support programs, and programs for corporations interested in supporting working caregivers. Help, hope, and support for caregivers is here on The Caring Generation and PamelaDWilson.com.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorick.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live on YouTube from Florida. This is the Nancy and Mike Show. And when we left, I was talking about bad report cards, bad reading comprehension, and there's a
You're
reason
wrestling too.
I'm doing this. And I guess my message is as many bad report cards as I had, it's not the end of the world.
Right.
And something good came out of it. And I was talking about when I was my first year of ninth grade.
Uh-huh.
Now, why did I fail ninth grade? I had civics. I had, I don't know what else I had. History, science, all courses.
How about geometry? That was lousy for you.
Yeah, geometry was later.
Oh, okay.
But in this particular year,
A lot of reading
a
stuff.
lot of stuff where it involved a lot of reading, and I
Yeah.
couldn't keep up. So I did stay back. So I had to have 2 years of ninth grade. Now, I wasn't disappointed that I stayed back.
And your parents were okay?
Yeah, and I thought, well, good, I'll have an extra year of, and I was thinking, good, I'll have an extra year of wrestling eligibility. So that was my number one priority.
And my mom was a school teacher for a while, and she understood that some teachers just are not that great. So she was never, she was more understanding about our grades.
And some teachers were not only not that good, but they had teachers' pets, and they also had kids that they didn't particularly like.
Yep, favoritism.
And I was one of those that the teachers didn't particularly like.
Aw.
So it never bothered me. But anyway, that's how it was. And 1963, this was 1962-63 wrestling season.
Oh, yeah.
And I had a bad year, of course, in the 103-pound class. And I went to this tournament. It was actually after the season had ended. It was for freshmen and sophomores. So I was a freshman, of course. I was able to go. And in the process, I beat the guy who was second in the state.
Woo!
And nobody expected it. And
No.
I beat him 4-1.
Cool.
And I won the tournament. And so that's the way I ended my season. I was actually 2-5, but then I had those 2 wins at this tournament, and
That was encouraging.
that was a good way to end. I'm glad my coach wanted me to go to that tournament.
Did he go? Did he go with you, or just your parents?
My parents.
Okay.
I don't remember him being there,
Okay. Cool.
but I'm glad I was.
Yeah.
But the results it created were devastating.
Oh, that's where everybody got scared of you, huh?
Yeah.
Oh.
So the next year, 63, 64, I was no longer in the 103-pound class. I was in the 112-pound class.
Yeah, you're getting older and bigger.
And the first day of practice, I come in and the coach says, "You're too good."
How can anybody be too good?
I didn't know what that
Everybody
meant.
wants to be good.
I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah, it's kind of shocking.
And he said that because of what I had done the previous year, beating the guy who was second in the state, and I lost to the state champion in a dual meet by 1 point, 4-3. So I'm thinking, hey, I'm 2 points away from winning the state title. And I was
Go
encouraged.
for it.
All right. Now, I got to practice. That's it. The school is disqualified and you're disqualified.
Just for one good wrestling match? That's ridiculous.
You can never compete in the state tournament. So we had some good wrestlers who
Well, everybody suffered because of that one.
would have placed in the state tournament. Now, in my instance, there was another guy in a 112-pound class who totally dominated the weight class the way I did.
Right?
So if I had been allowed to compete, we would have met in the finals. And neither one of us would have had as good a record as we had because we'd be wrestling each other every year. So the probability is that if we wrestled each other 4 times, maybe we would go 2-2 because we were evenly matched. And this guy went 4 years, never lost a match. And it ended up in December 1965. It was a Monday. I actually got to wrestle this guy.
Oh, how was he?
Amazing. My temperature was 105.
Oh, that horrible sickness in the winter.
The strep throat.
Mm-hmm.
And I had gotten it 9 days before the meet, the strep throat. Now, the day I got the strep throat is a memorable day for college football fans. And I'll tell you what happened the day I got sick.
What?
There was a game between Notre Dame and Michigan State, and they were ranked number 1 and 2.
Notre Dame, Michigan State. Got it.
And I watched that game. And there was a lot of controversy about the game because during those days, if a game was tied at the end of regulation, it ended up as a tie. So the game ended up 10-10. And I can't remember who scored the last touchdown, but a lot of people were complaining. They should have gone for 2-point conversion
Oh yeah, shoot.
to try to either win the game 11-10 or lose the game 10-9.
You know, you hate ties. I know it.
I do hate ties. I always hated ties.
Yep.
So anyway, I got to wrestle this guy. Now, I had been in bed for 9 days
Oh,
straight.
whoa.
So anyway, the 10th day was the match. It was Kingswood. And the match was at 3:30 in the afternoon. By 10 o'clock in the morning, I couldn't keep my eyes open. I was totally wiped out. I wasn't used to being out of bed. And, when I went to the hospital for 3 days,
No, you.
I could hardly walk when I got home from the
How
hospital.
long ago that was? Like how long? 2 months.
June 25th to the 28th.
Legs still aren't too good.
Yeah, my legs are still not too good. But anyway, we start wrestling.
Were your legs shaking?
No,
Oh, good.
but my conditioning was horrible. So we went through the first period. There was no score. There were no takedowns. And I'm breathing heavily.
Yeah, I guess so.
And it was one of those deals where there was no announcers because it was at Kingswood. And
Oh, so the blind kids don't know who's breathing heavy, right?
yeah, they thought it was him. And they were saying, "Come on, you could do it. Your opponent's all shot."
It was you.
It was me. I was the one that was all shot.
And you knew it, huh?
And I knew, how am I going to get through the next
Oh,
4
no.
minutes? I'm breathing like an old steam engine, and my body temperature was going through
Yeah,
the
you
roof.
have no energy with that fever.
And for not doing anything for 10 days, I had no energy. So anyway, I started on the bottom in the second period, and I got away. I sat out and I got away.
That's amazing. Then what
And
happened?
it was 1-0 my favor.
Yikes.
And for the next minute and 15 seconds or whatever it was, no takedowns. But anyway, now he's on the bottom.
Uh-oh. Could you hold him?
I did for 1 minute and 50 seconds. And then he reversed.
Oh, then he got it.
2-1.
2-1, yeah.
Now,
That's it? The end?
that's the end. I lost.
Yeah, no, 2-1.
Now, what happens? Supposing I had held him for one more second, I would get a minute writing time.
Yeah, writing time.
And
More
the match would be classified as a tie.
Yeah.
One more second. That's all I had to do was hold him for one more second.
Boy.
And under the conditions I was in, I would have been happy to get a tie with him.
Yeah, I know that.
Now, anyway, I knew after that Kingswood would never allow me to wrestle this guy
No.
because he wanted to keep his undefeated record alive. Now, one thing I'll say about this guy, he was the cleanest wrestler you ever saw.
That's good.
My thinking was, as devastated as I was,
Yeah, you got depressed.
I thought, if I can't win it, I hope he does.
Oh, what a sweetheart you are.
Because you couldn't find a cleaner wrestler than he was. Nice kid, very good wrestler. He deserved all those state titles. Well, anyway, he's probably glad that I couldn't compete. And
yeah, he had a workout, huh?
but both of us,
Yep.
our records were better because of the fact that we didn't have to deal with each other every year.
Yeah.
When Kingswood came to wrestle with us, they left him at home.
Yeah. They didn't want to face you.
They didn't want to face me. And
Hey, we're going to go to a break. This is the Mike and Nancy Show. We'll be right back.
Author, radio show host, and coach John M. Hawkins reveals strategies to help gain perspective, build confidence, find clarity, achieve goals. John M. Hawkins' new book, Coached to Greatness: Unlock Your Full Potential with Limitless Growth, published by iUniverse. Hawkins reveals strategies to help readers accomplish more. He believes the book can coach them to greatness. Hawkins says that the best athletes get to the top of their sport with the help of coaches, mentors, and others. He shares guidance that helps readers reflect on what motivates them, rediscover and assess their core values, philosophies, and competencies, find settings that allow them to be the most productive, and track their progress towards accomplishing goals. What if there were a super tiny device that could diagnose the brain and is smaller than a single human hair? What if you could see inside the brain to help an epilepsy patient during surgery or to help the fight against Parkinson's disease? Dr. Patricia Broderick is proud to announce the Broderick Probe, a biomedical and electronic breakthrough. Imagine a probe to help with the understanding and potential cure of brain-related diseases. To learn more, listen live to the Easy Sense radio show with host Dr. Broderick. And to help support the Broderick Foundation, please go to EasySense.com and learn how, with your help, we can fight these horrific brain disorders. That's EasySense.com to learn more and help support the Broderick Foundation.
hi, my name is Mike Zorick.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live on YouTube from Florida. And I was talking about that wrestling match that when I was 18-1, that was the only match I lost
Yep.
in my last 2 years. And it had repercussions to it, very depressing. And I'm sure his closest match was 13-0.
Oh,
And I used to go to the state tournaments, and I never had a close match. And
well, I guess his closest match was a 2-1 with you. That's
yeah, his
closer than
closest match
13.
was 2-1, but not counting me, his closest match
Oh,
was
all the
13-0.
rest. Okay.
He either pinned his opponent or he would win by superior decision. He never had a close match except for me. And I don't know if either one of us would want to see each other on the other side every year,
Nah,
but it would have been a fair way to do it.
it would have been fair.
And I was so glad that he was such a clean wrestler. Even if I got nothing else out of that match, I could see that he was definitely a worthy champion. But the mention repercussions. What did that do? It prevented me from getting a wrestling scholarship
In
in
college.
college
Yeah.
because I had no state championships. I won state titles when I got out of high school, but not in the state of Connecticut.
Right.
So I've got nothing to give anybody any kind of references to how good I was. And it cost me a college scholarship,
Right.
which if I had been allowed to compete in the state tournament, I would have definitely gotten some college scholarship, wrestling scholarship.
Yep.
But it didn't happen because of this guy who I beat his guy 4-1, and he was the second in the state. And He was a very good wrestler, and
Well, you built up a reputation that people were afraid of you.
yeah, I did, and it came back to get me at the end. But anyway, Nancy's going to do her wonderful thing, and then I'm going to talk about. I consider it a controversial mistake,
Okay.
uh, very minor.
Well, my thing is coming from our daily bread, which we read every day, and I get a lot of good ideas. So this one is about um, Morse, the guy who invented Morse code. So it's uh, it's how God can change people. So let's see. It's Morse. He was a painter, and he wasn't making much money with that. His dad was a Protestant minister, and so he was interested in science also. So Morse also had interest in science, and he learned about electromagnetic, and he got an idea about using electric magnets to make the telegraph system. And later he went on to make the first working telegraph. And sometimes when we think that we kind of think what we know, what we want to do, and then God leads us in another direction and another even vocation. So when God is uh, redirecting our lives, this is time to pay attention and then follow God's orders. And at our if our path opens and we can see that God is guiding us, like the first message that Morse's telegraph was, what God hath wrought. And that story was by Kenneth Peterson. And one of the reasons that's important for me today is because how my parents met through the telegraph. My mom was uh, working at Western Union. That's, I don't know if you guys know what that is, but a long time ago, using Morse code, sending messages across the whole world. It was an important thing. So she got this message from my daddy to his parents, and this probably was illegal, but she thought he had a nice name, had a nice message to his parents, so she quick wrote down his name and address, and she sent him a message and said that she'd like to get to know him. And she didn't say she was a girl. Her nickname was Billy. So he happened to see a little lipstick when she licked the envelope. Otherwise, if he thought it was a guy, he wasn't going to write back. But he wrote back to her, and that was the beginning of their relationship. It was during World War II, and he was interested in her letter, and they met, and that was the beginning of my parents. Being I was the firstborn, and I'm so glad my parents taught me good things, and Mike had good parents, and they taught him how to stand up and fight and never start a fight, never let the other guy finish it. And I learned artwork from my dad, and he let me use all his stuff, his nice colored pencils. So it's very important to have good, honest parents that know right from wrong and guide us. Huh, Mike?
Yep.
So let's see. I don't know if I have too much left. I just thought that was kind of cool. Here's one little thing I have left. It says from being made free from sin, you become the servants of righteousness. We should employ our passions in the service of life, not spend life in the service of our passions. That was written by Richard Steele. So the key is not to hide our sins, but face them, and then face the correction that God has for you. And if God wants to lead you in a different kind of job, hey, go for it. He'll give you the strength you need. Mike?
Yep.
Yep. Okay, that's it for me.
Anyway, the
Anyway.
controversial mistake.
Oh, yeah, we're getting to Trump.
Yeah. Now, we all know that in the early 1920s, 1919 or whatever it was, we know that George Floyd was killed. And he deserved to be killed. Has nothing to do, it's not a racial thing. I say that because, last week I talked about Fruits, and his criminal record was a mile long. There was no saving him. So there's riots in a lot of deep shit states, right? Now, Trump offered to help these states
Mm-hmm.
to bring in the National Guard. And of course,
It could have done some good. It would
the
have.
deep shit states, the way they are, who hate America, they all refused. Now,
And some of those areas are still haven't recovered.
yeah, Portland's terrible. And I thought about it. And if you reject the National Guard, what I would have done, I would have sent in the army and the dogs. Wipe out the mayors and the governors, send them to hell where they belong. And you don't have to do it with every deep shit state.
Well, Washington, D.C. is getting a lot better.
Washington, D.C., yes.
People feel like they could go out to eat now.
But here's where the controversy comes in. I would send in the army to Illinois and to Maryland. We know what they got. Wipe out the mayor, wipe out the governor.
Where's Maryland? I don't know.
Maryland is, they got a real piece of you-know-what for
What's
a
the
governor.
city? Maryland?
Baltimore.
Baltimore. Okay, thanks.
Okay, now, wipe these guys out, send them to hell. If you don't want the National Guard, you get the army and the dogs. But let's say you don't do anything. You don't send the dogs. You don't send
just the National Guard?
You do nothing.
Oh.
They don't want the National Guard. The reason why you send in the National Guard is to arrest illegals.
And help the citizens who want to have a good life.
But here's the way I look at it.
What?
If you do send in, whichever you do, the dogs or the army or the National Guard, somebody to help the police.
Right.
These are deep shit cities. You're never going to win there. So
maybe there's a turnaround. There's revival with young people.
Well, if you think there's hope, I don't see any hope in any of these cities. When was the last time Chicago elected a good mayor?
I remember they had a choice of two. They chose the worst.
Yes, and they always did, and they always will. So here's the deal with this. If you do nothing,
yeah, what?
What's going to happen? The Nazis are going to kill each other. Is that so bad?
Oh, but there's a lot of good people, Mike.
There is?
I'm from Chicago. I know a lot of good
And
people.
when the problem is, when there's a war and you got these people, governors, who hate the people of their cities and their state.
I think hate it's like an addiction.
Yeah, it's an addiction to evil. They're godless.
Yeah.
And that's why I say if you kill these people, the world is a better place. Because there is nothing they could do to contribute to the world being a better place. They're rotten to the core. And
I think there is a way of being still and and facing what you're doing wrong, and you can get over this addiction.
Not for these people.
Oh, I think there is hope, Mike.
But anyway.
Oh, okay, we're going to go to a break. We'll be right back. The Nancy and Mike Show.
Are you struggling to care for elderly parents or a spouse? Do you wonder if being a caregiver is making you sick? Are you worried about taking time off work to care for elderly parents and balance work, life, and caregiving? Has caregiving become exhausting and emotionally draining? Are you an aging adult who wants to remain independent, but you're not sure how? I'm Pamela D. Wilson. Join me for the Caring Generation radio show for caregivers and aging adults, Wednesday evenings, 6 Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern, where I answer these questions and share tips for managing stress, family relationships, health, well-being, and more. Podcasts and transcripts of The Caring Generation are on my website, PamelaDWilson.com, plus my caregiving library, online caregiver support programs, and programs for corporations interested in supporting working caregivers. Help, hope, and support for caregivers is here on The Caring Generation and PamelaDWilson.com.
Author, radio show host, and coach John M. Hawkins reveals strategies to help gain perspective, build confidence, find clarity, achieve goals. John M. Hawkins' new book, Coached to Greatness, Unlock Your Full Potential with Limitless Growth, published by iUniverse. Hawkins reveals strategies to help readers accomplish more. He believes the book can coach them to greatness. Hawkins says that the best athletes get to the top of their sport with the help of coaches, mentors, and others. He shares guidance that helps readers reflect on what motivates them, rediscover and assess their core values, philosophies, and competencies, find settings that allow them to be the most productive, and track their progress towards accomplishing goals.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorick.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live from YouTube in Florida. This is the Nancy and Mike Show. And I was talking about this minor mistake that Trump made.
Oh, okay.
He should have wiped out Portland and all these cities, Minnesota, the bad governors they have.
I think you can't bring the National Guard unless you invite it. That's the rule.
Then you bring in the army.
Okay.
All right?
Well, we'll see. Time will tell what happens. But
And anyway,
I know Washington is benefiting.
I'm just telling you what I would do. Now, the deal is this: Nazis are killing each other, and they're still voting, of course, because we all know that dead Nazis vote. And I will tell you, without any
Yeah, we got to clean up elections.
with any question of a doubt, that we are still voting for Newsom in California. It's happening.
Yeah, we know somebody who got a ballot for her mom who died a while ago. So
Yeah,
it's happening.
and it's from the Nazi Party. So that tells you everything you need to know.
But I think President Trump is trying to get something to help the elections.
Well, here's what you do.
I think one of the groups we help, Justice Foundation.
U.S. Justice Foundation.
Yeah. There are some good groups that are trying to help this come about.
You pass an executive privilege. Everybody must vote. Paper ballots, no mail-in ballots. And if you do vote by mail, your state cannot be certified.
Or if you do vote by mail, you have to go and show your ID in order for them to mail it to you. That's what we've done.
Yeah, that's what we've done.
Yeah.
But Trump could fix this. And but anyway, what he does, I'm not disappointed.
No, me too. Me either.
I see some of the Nazi judges are complaining because they're being overruled by the Supreme Court.
Too bad.
And we got some real losers in the Supreme Court that need to be wiped out. There's at least 3 of them. And one of them is the N word. One of them is Sotomayor. And I forgot who the third one is. There's actually 4. I don't trust Amy Barrett.
I watched her. She didn't bother me, but
No, I don't trust
we
her.
have different opinions on different things. So
People are trying to corrupt her, and it's the N word that's trying to corrupt her.
well, we'll see. I know she's going to be on TV on 60 Minutes.
Yeah, well, I have no interest in it.
But
They're
we
trying
did
to
listen
corrupt her.
to Mark Levin. He's very good, and he knows his history.
Yes, Mark Levin is very good. I'll listen to him tomorrow night.
Yep.
I don't know about tonight. It's hard because
You got a game?
no, I don't. It's not the game. It's Mark Levin comes on the same time as the big inning comes on.
Well, that's like 4 games all at once.
And that's one of my favorite
He
shows.
loves that.
And anyway, we're 4 games ahead of the Dodgers, and we got some breathing room, but we got to watch out. The Mets are coming. We can't beat the Mets. We can't win in LA. There's 8 games. We could go 1-7 or 2-6.
And what about Chicago? How's the Cubs doing?
Cubs are doing good, and the Cubs are going to make the playoffs.
Good.
I hope the Cubs end up number 4.
Okay.
And I hope the Cubs play the Mets, because
Who do you think would win with the Mets and the Cubs?
I think the Cubs would win. And I like the Mets. I predicted the Mets to win the division, but I don't want the Phillies and the Mets to play. And if the Dodgers and the Mets play in a 3-6 matchup, I would have to root for the Dodgers because I don't want to play the Mets.
Mike rooting for the Dodgers. Did you hear that, guys? I can't believe it.
I can't root for the Mets if the Phillies are involved.
I know.
And
Phillies are your team.
they are my team, not the Red Sox anymore. I got the Yankees in the American League, and the Yankees will never beat Toronto. There's another doormat series, and they got 2 more games with Toronto, and then they got to play Detroit. The Yankees do, before they play Boston. They're not on easy street yet. The Red Sox, they lost one of their outfielders.
Oh, yeah.
Anthony.
That young guy.
And since they lost
I saw
him,
when he got hurt, he quick reached for his back and his waist.
he's out for the year, and I could see they're feeling sorry for themselves. Why didn't they go out and make a trade so they wouldn't be in this mess?
Yep.
They could have. They refused. And this is their history, and it will never change. And unless they get new ownership, then maybe it will.
Somebody they can call up from their farm system.
And they're trying.
Oh.
They got a new guy. All he's doing is striking out. They don't have anything in their farm system. And, they give it all away. What are you going to do? What happens if you give all your money? You could be a millionaire and you give all your money away. And what happens?
No.
You're broke.
Yep.
You give I don't care how much money you got. If you give it all away, you're broke.
And you can't trade anything.
Yeah, you got nothing to trade. All right? And you're going to lose all your free agents.
And all these opt-out 1-year things.
Oh, yeah. Bregman's gone. Giolito's gone. He's 10-2, for gosh sakes. They got 0 chance to sign him. And I am sick of this crap. I'm not putting up with it anymore.
I know.
They're going to have to change their way, or I'm finished with them. Even if they do happen to beat my Yankees. And they might, because the Yankees, I don't know if they can beat Detroit, but they certainly aren't going to beat Toronto. They'll never beat Toronto.
Oh, too bad.
And there's a game at 1:00, the Toronto and the Yankees. I'm not watching it.
Yeah.
Because I know the Yankees have no chance. I want to see a competitive game where both teams have a chance. And that's not one of those issues.
You like fairness. That's
Yeah, I
good.
like fairness. And Toronto's going to win by default because they always beat New York and they always beat Boston. So uh, that's it.
Well,
And
thanks for listening to our show, guys. Like us and join us so we can get some more listeners. Thanks for everything. Take care, guys.
This has been the Nancy and Mike Show. Tune in each week and become part of the conversation of the amazing journey of Nancy and Mike.